Hey guys, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping at Ask a Guitar Pro. Today we are going to do a little different demo. We're going to talk today about the Carvin 750T acoustic guitar. This is a dreadnought guitar. It's part of their Cobalt series, and this series features a number of guitars that have mahogany sides and backs, spruce top, and they have what they call a rapid action neck or a low action neck that really kind of aids the playing here. You know, probably everybody out there has played an acoustic guitar before that's a little rough on your fingers, and this one's a lot smoother, I guess you could say. So we're going to talk a little bit about the features of this guitar. It really is quite a bit of bang for the buck. I think retail you're talking about $500 for this guitar. It includes a case. It has its own built-in EQ. It's got a 1/4-inch plug-in as well. When you plug into the 1/4-inch plug-in, it activates the Prefix Plus T preamp that's on board. And another beauty of this guitar is that it has the Fishman Matrix pickups equipped into it. So again, a lot of bang for the buck, and we'll show you some sounds and take you through some of the features of the electronics portion of this guitar. So again, the Carvin 750T Cobalt Series Acoustic Guitar. So just here's some general sounds. Generally speaking, really kind of goes through the different ranges pretty well. Well-balanced guitar from a sound standpoint. So easy to play, higher up on the neck too. Not overly bright, just kind of a mid-rangey guitar, acoustic guitar, I guess you could say. So, anyways, very nice feeling. You can really get through the low-action fretboard pretty easily for soloing and everything on this guitar. But let's talk a little bit about the electronics of this particular guitar here. You know, there's a lot of features from the EQ section. You can see here, this is the electronics portion. You've got a volume button here, which typically the user's manual tells you want this all the way up to get the most clean tone possible. But it does offer you a number of features to where you can more customize the amp if you want to, or customize the sounds to your liking, because obviously it takes a little bit of getting used to when you're plugged in to figure out where those frequencies make sense. Some of the features on here that are really cool is that it has some feedback fighting options, which you don't always see with your typical acoustic guitar pickups and electronics, is that it's got two buttons. A notch button, first of all, which covers the bass frequencies that sometimes you might get feedback from your low E all the way up to G sharp. So it's going to work to mitigate or squelch out those frequencies there. And then there's a notch button as well, which is tough to see here, but it is right here, or notch, I should say, phase. The phase button is here, the notch is right here. On the notch button, by the way, for those lower frequencies, open E to G sharp, you get to about 1, 2 o'clock, that's going to cover most of those. The phase button, you basically push it in, push it out until you find the frequencies that are going to sound the best and avoid feedback from basically that G sharp, which we identified earlier, all the way up the low E string. So a lot of usability there. One of the cool things I mentioned earlier is the tuner button. You can do pretty much any standard chromatic tuning. It is calibrated to 440, so it's going to work in most situations there. But the tuner's really nice. It lights up, gets you a really quick, gets you dialed in really quick. A nice, convenient option to have right there, especially if you're tuned into the house or something where you might not have access to a bunch of pedals hooked up to your guitar. So that's really handy. It has a built-in 9-volt battery as well that opens up. when I hit this button here. So no, that's tough to see, but right there. Some of the EQ functions on here, again, a lot of user variability that you can dial in. Of course, it has the standard bass and the treble buttons right here. You know, nothing new there. But beauty of this, of course, is you can cut or increase the treble or the bass. There also is a brilliance slider knob too, which is going to be similar to a presence knob on your everyday amp. So between those three, you really get some variability. And then there's more of a user friendly function here that allows you to even cater some of your sounds even more. There's a frequency knob that works in concert with the contour knob here. Again, I know these are hard to see, but the frequency knob goes all the way from 250 hertz to 10 kilohertz. So you can dial in some of the lower mids or some of the sparkles at 10 kilohertz too, and that's what the contour knob does is the contour is pretty much at unison, or not unison, but unity gain right here, and then you can increase that frequency that you decide on here. So let's say you want to pull out some of the 250 kilohertz, you'd go back this way, and then you would lower that knob essentially. So it really can help even fine-tune a really well EQ'd guitar to begin with. So you can get to the sound you want to get to in a lot of different ways. So at this point in time, I'm going to level everything back out. It really doesn't matter anyways because the pickup's not activated until you plug into the 1/4-inch hole on the back here. So just going to play a few more sounds on here to give you guys a feel of what this guitar sounds like, the Carvin 750T, and hope you like it. Now I've got the guitar tuned one step down, or 1/2 step down from E, so the bendability is pretty easy, but again the fretboard is very quick and smooth. So anyways, the Carvin 750T acoustic guitar, the Cobalt Series. Hope you like the demo, guys. We will see you next time at Ask a Guitar Bro. Check us out. See ya.